What is up, Eastern Oregon? This is Dodzy, and this is your sports show for Wednesday, November 9th, 2022. This is all brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. You can't miss it. It's a big red rocking chair on Elm off Adams in LeGrand. Go check out their showroom. Northwest Furniture and Mattress right here in LeGrand. Sports-wise, EOU Volleyball. The polls came out. They're still number one. They played this Friday night at home in the CCC tournament, 7:30 Quinn Coliseum. If they win, then they play on Saturday in the championship game for the CCC tournament. But they already won the CCC, so they make it automatically to the national tournament. So, man, big ups to that team. 4 polls in a row. That means 8 weeks straight. Mountie Volleyball, number one in the nation in the NAIA. LeGrand football this Friday. 6 o'clock p.m. streamed right here live on EOAlive TV, your connection to Eastern Oregon. Pendleton Buckaroos, Tigers, the rematch. Man, this is to get to the Final Four in the state right here. There's 8 teams left. Pendleton and LeGrand are 2 of them. They're going to battle it out right up here at Community Stadium on Friday at 6. If you can't be there, watch it here. EOU Football ends their season on the road at Southern this weekend. It's been kind of a tough year, but, man, I'm still with the Mounties 100%. My guest today, I've had these interviews done for about a week or so, and I've been trying to get them out. EOU Volleyball. They're awesome girls, the whole team. The first guest is the libero, Hailey Arritola. Here it is. Hailey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Let's start it off how I start off everybody's interview. How'd you end up at Eastern Oregon?
Pretty interesting because I didn't get recruited or I didn't sign here till my end of my senior year. I was actually looking at like 4 or so other schools in our conference. My main ones were OIT and Corbin, actually. I was about to sign to one of those 2 in April, and then randomly I changed clubs my senior year, and I was playing for MPJ, their forefront team, and Khaki randomly showed up to one of my tournaments, and my head coach was like, "Oh, go talk to her." And I was like, "Funny, I already sent her an email and I never got an answer back." And then I talked to Khaki and Malia and set up a day for me to come visit. And I came Easter weekend, actually, my senior year, and loved it. Absolutely loved everything about the team, the campus, the coaches. And I was like, "I'm going to sign, Mom." And she didn't even come on my visit. She's like, "Well, I haven't seen the campus and stuff. Like, I want to see it." I was like, "Well, I'm signing." So, but yeah, that's how I got here. Pretty weird, but
I'll bet you're glad you made that decision now.
Yes, very much so.
I'm not a huge fan of the volleyball team for no reason. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of football. I'm a fan of baseball. I'm a fan of basketball, but like I'm not a huge fan of the volleyball team for no reason. And that reason is it's pretty simple. The girls that Khaki recruits, the young ladies, they're good people. It's that simple. It doesn't not only are they great volleyball players, but I've never seen one volleyball girl put somebody down. If you look at social media, the volleyball girls are constantly lifting up everybody, not just their teammates. And that's what, made me like fall in love with that team, like, because you don't see that, especially, that age group of young women. That's a tough time in a young lady's life, and to be that, have their shit together that much, it's really impressive.
Oh, I know. And that's what, like, on my visit, it was like all the other visits, I was like, I don't know. Some of the girls just don't seem like they like me or they like each other, and it just doesn't seem like a good environment. Right as I came here, I was like, everybody is best friends. And it's not like just for show or whatever. Like off the court, we want to hang out with each other 24/7 too. So it's a very unique environment, and I'm blessed to be a part.
Well, okay, so you're a sophomore. You're all conference as a freshman. Obviously we're number one in the country right now. We have 4 games left. We go to Southern Oregon this weekend. Then we turn around and we play Northwest and Evergreen State at home. What's the goal for the rest of the season? I mean, let's talk about through the CCC tournament first. What's the goal?
I guess our goals are to win every game we play through the championship for the conference tournament. But I think like winning in minimal sets has been one of our main goals, and we haven't always accomplished that. But like Kaki always says, she goes, a win is a win. Doesn't matter how you get it done, but a win is a win. So I think we're really just focusing on getting 1% better every day is one of our main things that we always say. And just winning out each game, and the conference tournament is our big goal right now. We need to win that and win conference because we haven't in a while. It's been a few years. So just get that done and then focus on that right now, and then focus on the national tournament after.
Yeah. So if we win out, we win the conference. We have a tiebreaker with Corbin right now. The monkey on our back, though, is that conference tournament. We haven't won it since 2016, and we've only ever won it one time.
Yeah.
This is the year. If any year, I mean, this is the year. And, you know, I think the best game, okay, so not volleyball wise, but and hear me out on this, but I think you guys had your best game against Corbin here, and not because you played your best volleyball, not because you didn't. You guys played like crap, really. You know that. I mean, there was service errors, there was all kinds of stuff that we don't normally do, but the resiliency that we showed, being down 2. Granted, we didn't finish and come all the way back, but in volleyball, it is so hard to come back from 2 sets down. And to claw back into that game, and you guys did that, and that impressed the heck out of me. I mean, that shows me that we can play with anybody in the country from any position. 1 set down, 2 sets down, 1 set up, 2 sets up. It doesn't matter, right?
100%.
And we weren't playing good, so we could have easily just said, "Oh, we're not playing good. Let's just fold, throw this game away." But you know what? When it all boils down to it, that could possibly win us the conference if we win out.
Yeah.
Not having to, getting those 2 sets back is the difference.
Yeah. No. And like in that game, at the end of the second set, when we lost it, Kaki brought us into the huddle, and she's like, well, if they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us at our best. And you guys haven't been playing your best, so you better show them your best. Yeah. I feel like we really did that. Even though we didn't get the win, I feel like it was still kind of satisfying a little bit to be like, you guys had to take us to 5 to beat us, not 3. And we swept you guys at home. Yeah. And it could be the conference championship. It could mean the difference between going there and playing the tournament and having it right here at home, which to me, I mean, that was the most impressive thing I've seen all year. All the ranked wins, all that, and whatever. But that little scratch back right there where everybody was involved, there was still a huge amount of energy. And you guys showed everybody that, hey, we're not just going to fold when we're down 2 sets. And I thought it was awesome. It was a really fun game, too. I mean, the outcome wasn't great, but I think to have that loss now is good.
We need
rather to have it later on.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a little humbling for us. Like, okay, everybody is out to get us. Like, no matter how much we say it with the number 1 ranking on our backs, it's like everybody's out to get the number 1 person or the number 1 team, blah, blah, blah. But it's like that really showed it. And I feel like we haven't really let the number 1 ranking get to our head. And I feel like Kaki does a really good job of being like, stay humble, be grateful for it, but there's still work to do. It doesn't mean anything. But I feel like that was a good loss in the sense that it kind of like opened our eyes a little bit. And so I'm kind of grateful for it at the time. And to have it then not in the conference tournament, you know what I mean?
Right. Get it out of the way. Corbin's a real good volleyball team too. I mean, I hate to give them, accolades or whatever, but they are really good. They're not as good as us, but they're good.
Yeah.
We're a couple bounces away from being undefeated right now. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, against Viterbo or what, the first game of the season, we did not play good at all. We played terrible. And we're a couple bounces away from winning that. And then Corbin at home, we're a couple bounces away from winning that. So, I mean, there's no argument that right now we deserve to be number 1. We beat Jamestown. We beat Corbin. We beat Midland. You know what I mean? So, so it's a deserved target. It is a target, though. You're 100% correct.
Pretty big one.
What are you going to school for?
I'm going to school for exercise science. I don't know what I want to do with it, though.
You don't know what you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I've been thinking like physical therapy, but I don't know. That's a lot of school.
If you're going to be a physical therapist, be the boss. Don't be you know what I mean? Don't be one of the workers, because
doing the
it's
dirty
a lot
work.
of thankless work. I mean, you got to do it, but what about when you're done? So you came in after COVID, right? You don't have a COVID year, so you have 2 more years left after this. Are you gonna? Do you want to go on? I mean, like in school and possibly, or are you gonna just exhaust all your eligibility here? I would assume.
Yeah, I'll probably just finish out playing here and then probably go get my master's somewhere else.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you're right at the cutoff where, because everybody else has all these weird, you got Jet getting an extra year. She's playing at Boise State, and there's girls that are going to be here for 5 years. I mean, Cam.
I know. I'm like, you're still here.
Yeah. Are you
not mad about it though?
Hey, she's a baller too. We have some really good players on this team. The transition from last year to this year, we lost some key players, obviously, and we brought in some absolute ballers. How did that transition? How was it?
I wasn't really sure, like, who was going to be doing what, because Kara, actually, I only saw a video of her. She came on a visit, but she wasn't able to practice. So I was like, I don't really know what she has to offer, but I saw her highlights, and I was like, this kid's good. Like, she's crazy. So I was like, okay, she's probably going to step in and do some work, which she obviously has. And Presley moving back to the outside, I think it was kind of relieving for her a little bit to focus on one position only instead of bouncing back and forth. So that was pretty fun. And I feel like, honestly, we've just like gotten better since last year. Like, I feel like the team chemistry is like even better than it was. And so I feel like it makes it pretty fun at practice to like want to be there every day, want to put in the work, want to get better when everybody around you is trying to get better too and pushing you and stuff. Like, even in our own positions, like it's Jesse, me, and Hannah. And like, it's not like we're like trying to be better than each other, but we're trying to push each other. And so I feel like that's like a good like little motivation. And I feel like that can sometimes be negative on teams where people are like, I want to play over you and blah, 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 blah. But I feel like that's not like it in any position on our team. And I feel like it's really, really cool.
Yeah. Presley moving back to the outside, best thing that could ever happen for her. She's a natural outside hitter. She belongs out there. And 100%. We've seen it. We've seen it this year. I mean, she's been phenomenal. Kara has been, dude. I mean, like that just proves once again, the attitude of this team. We bring in this girl that is brand new, and she's 100% part of this team. You know what I mean? Everybody, all the new girls. Who's the clown on the team? Like, who's the class clown on the volleyball team?
Probably Sade.
I already knew that. I was just asking.
You're never not laughing when you're around her. Like watching film and practice, I'm just like, I'm never not smiling at practice because of her. I love her.
Okay, here's another one. Who smiles more than anybody else on the team?
Smiles.
Yeah.
Jessie White.
Yeah.
She's always smiling.
Every time you look at that girl, I've never seen her not smiling. It's crazy.
I know.
Like, I want to see Jessie on a bad day.
I know.
Yeah. Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Love it.
What's your favorite food?
Ooh, any type of seafood.
Any kind? Like
any.
Do you consider the mud bug seafood, like crawdads?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, me too. I love those things.
Oh, any seafood. Good. My favorite.
I'm a huge seafood person myself. But I mean, if you asked me that same question, I would probably say a steak, but seafood's like right there. Tacos are right there. I just like food.
I love food too.
That's just the reality of it. So if you could choose one or the other, tropical island or up in the mountains, where would you be?
Ooh, tropical island.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know.
It's a tough one.
Oh my gosh, that one's really hard. I really like snow, but I also like really hot weather. I'm like kind of split. Oh, I don't know.
You got to pick one.
Probably the beach.
The beach.
Or the island or whatever.
Definitely. Me too.
Probably.
100%. What's your favorite thing about Eastern Oregon? Not the school, not volleyball, but just this place where you're living while you go to college.
That we get snow. Because where I'm from, we don't really get snow. And if it is, it's kind of like slush and it goes away in like an hour. So probably the snow.
I lived right down the road from where you grew up for 18
Really?
years in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
lived in
crazy.
Dallas. My kids go to school. My son's a junior at Dallas High School.
Oh,
He plays
wow.
football. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yep. So
Oh,
not
that's
too
funny.
far from
Yeah.
where you grew up.
Mhm.
If you had to choose one or the other, would you rather be in a coma for 10 years or locked up in prison for 5?
Ooh.
Another hard one.
Prison. Probably the coma.
You
Because
would?
you just like wake up.
Yeah, but you'd wake up and all your friends would have kids and jobs.
That's true.
And you and your
But I don't want
siblings
to
would
like
be
sit in prison or whatever.
terrible.
That's tough. Yeah,
Yep.
Probably the coma.
You're waking up 10 years later.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I do. I have 3.
How many? Older, younger, brothers, sisters?
My oldest is a brother, and then I have an older sister, and then me, and then my little sister.
Oh, so you're a middle child.
Mm-hmm.
You got an older brother, though.
Yeah.
What other sports did you play in high school?
I did basketball, track, and softball, and then volleyball too.
What was your favorite sport? Volleyball?
Yeah.
Is there anything even close?
Probably softball.
Softball?
Mm-hmm.
I love softball too.
I
really do.
I miss
it's funner
it.
to watch than baseball. My daughter plays for the Titans.
Oh, nice.
Out of Salem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this volleyball team, obviously our goal is win the CCC championship. But I like to hear the players say, "What's our ultimate goal?"
The national championship.
Of course, right? I don't want to hear like we want to do good. I want to hear like let's go kick people's asses and win it all. That would be. I mean, not only is this the first time a CCC and an EOU team has volleyball wise has ever been number 1 in the country. We don't have a team national championship. We have EOU has like a men's cross country skiing national championship in the 80s that was not even a school sponsored team. It was a club. And this would be, I mean, the Title IX anniversary and all that, like what an awesome year it would be to just bring the first national. Khaki deserves it too. Like she took that team over when she was like 22 or 23 years old the first time.
Out of college.
Barely the year after she graduated, she was assistant coach, and she's built this like almost a dynasty. It's crazy, and she's humble, and I mean, like what a great coach she is.
Oh, I love her.
A couple more questions, and we'll get you out of here. Do you have your phone on you?
Yes.
What is the last song that you listened to on your playlist?
Last song. Armed and Dangerous by Juice WRLD.
There's nothing wrong with that song. That's all right.
I haven't listened to music in a while.
I got in a little trouble with the AD because I don't pay attention when I do my Instagram posts, right? And I posted a volleyball clip, or something with the volleyball team with a cuss word, and Khaki shared it. And so Khaki and I both got in a little bit of trouble about the music. So now I'm like on a very being very careful about the music that I choose. Yeah. All right, last question. I'll get you out of here. I'm a senior in high school. I'm a girl, and I want to play volleyball somewhere in college. Why should I come play at EOU? We win. We're pretty good at winning. It's a very like family type atmosphere. Like everybody wants everyone to succeed, and and the coaches are very supportive. I feel like outside of volleyball, the professors are very supportive of athletes, and so it's very easy to balance being an athlete and doing school at the same time. But we're just, I don't know. It's just a great, like, it's something that you won't get from any other team. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a crazy atmosphere, and the community support is insane. Like, I'm from a small town, and we had a lot of community support, but this is insane how much of the community actually shows up to our games. It's pretty cool. And the culture, EOU athletics, the culture is just phenomenal. It really is.
Everybody wants everyone to succeed. It's so cool.
Eastern Oregon, she's EOU volleyball libero defensive specialist Hailey Arritola. I'm Dodzy. Hailey, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hailey. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Yeah, EOU Volleyball. Next guest, she's an outside hitter. She's Ashton Haughton. Here it is. Ashton, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Number one in the country.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, actually. Yeah.
That's a big bullseye. So,
big target on our backs for sure.
it's a lot of pressure. What's that been like? I mean, we're like in week 6, I think, already, of maybe week 5. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But what's that like?
It's been really good. I'm just trying to soak up every moment of it. It's a pretty crazy experience. Nothing like it. It's cool.
You guys are the first EOU and the first CCC volleyball team to ever, carry that honor. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't even believe it still. When it came out and it first happened, it was shocking, but a really good feeling. So I'm excited.
It didn't shock me. I thought we should have been there before we were actually.
Maybe.
So if we look back to your first year here, say, which was like right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
Would you ever thought that 2 years from then you'd be saying you were the number 1 team in the country?
Well, it's always been a hope. It's always been a goal from the moment I came here. That's been in my head and what I've hoped to achieve.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah, you knew, I mean, I like as a fan and somebody that follows you guys pretty close, I knew we were going to be number 1 eventually. It was just a matter of time, honestly, and getting a couple more pieces. And I mean, just the young ladies that Khaki recruits are phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like, they're your teammates. They're you.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how much depth we have at every single position.
Yeah, that's so true. Literally every position has tons of competition, which is crazy. It's awesome. We're constantly competing at practice and every day trying to get better and pushing each other. So that's pretty cool.
And I told the same thing to Khaki and Hailey just now, like being the number 1 team, it has its sacrifices as well, because one of those things that we sacrifice is we don't get a lot of individual accolades, right? Because we have 6 girls hitting every game. We're playing less sets than everybody in the conference. So we don't see a lot of player of the week, defender of the week, because we're so deep that everybody's playing and we're only playing, I'll bet you we played less sets than anybody in the conference. I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure about that, but definitely like our offense is super balanced. Overall, we have tons of players that are contributing. So yeah, we don't have one person that's the star every single weekend. We have a whole bunch of girls that do awesome every weekend.
I love it too. I love it. I told Khaki, I was like, if they're not going to give us the individual accolades, just give us team of the week every week.
That'd be awesome.
You know what I mean? Cool. Like, I mean, because we're not getting enough touches, per hitter to, you're not going to get 20 kills on this team. It's just reality, because we're letting 6 girls hit a game. You know what I mean? And for me, like that, I struggle with that because I want to see you guys get, I want to see the young ladies on this volleyball team get recognized when they have a good game,
Yeah.
How'd you end up at EOU? Why EOU?
So I started off at Concordia in Portland, and that school shut down actually. So mid-year, my freshman year, I had to transfer. And when I looked at EOU, I met Khaki, I met the team. I just loved it immediately. And it just felt like home. So that's why I picked EOU.
You were like, I'm gone. What's the favorite thing? I mean, what do you love the most about EOU? Like outside of the school and volleyball, like what do you love the most about where you live and about this area?
I love this area. And at first I was unsure about a small town. I was living in Portland, obviously. But I've really learned to love the quieter atmosphere of living in a smaller town. And I've really learned to enjoy this area a lot. I like the outdoors. I like hiking. I like doing things outside. So it's a perfect place to be for me.
Yeah, it is. What are you going to school for?
Education. I want to be an elementary teacher.
You want to be a teacher, huh?
Yeah.
You want to teach elementary school kids?
Yeah, I do. I really enjoy working with kids. I'm excited about
Like
it.
little young ones or like 5th, 6th grade?
Middle. I think I'd prefer like first, second, or third. Kindergarten's a little scary, and fifth grade is almost to middle school, so that's a little
Yeah.
scary too. But I like the middle ones for sure.
Middle school's rough. I mean, I coached middle schoolers for 5 years, and
Yeah.
the middle schoolers are a handful for sure.
Yeah. It takes
Where
a
do you see
special
yourself?
person.
Yeah, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, that's a really hard question.
Yeah.
Obviously teaching. I don't know where I want to end up. I'm from Yakima, so I could see myself there, but I have learned to really like this area, like I said. So I could also see myself in this area teaching, and yeah.
So the yearly goal is you'll graduate at the end of this year, and
Yeah.
then next year you're going to go into the master's program,
Mhm.
keep playing volleyball, and then student teach in this area, like
Yeah.
a lot of the other athletes have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome! I love
Yeah.
that. I love it when our athletes stay here to student teach. I
Mhm.
love it. I mean, because then I don't lose, and if you're playing, obviously you're not going to school as much, like
Mhm.
when you're student teaching, but
Yeah.
there's still a connection there with the community, and
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer that your volleyball team, like the reason why you guys are so successful is because you guys are all good people. It starts there. It
Mhm.
really does. There's
Yeah.
I've never seen a girl on the volleyball team, a young lady on the volleyball team put anybody else down. I've never seen you
Mhm.
guys bicker at each other. I pay attention to social media, as you know,
Yeah.
and it's constantly you guys uplifting each other. And it's not just your teammates that you're uplifting, it's other people too, other sports.
Mhm.
And I mean, if anybody's deserving of a number one, it's this volleyball team for sure.
Mhm. It's an important theme for our team, that positive atmosphere. I mean, not only is what you see on social media, but it's in practice. It's every day, all the day. So, yeah.
It's in life, huh? Who's
Mhm.
the team clown in your eyes?
Oh, probably Sade.
Has to be, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's not. Do you have a nickname? What do they call you?
What do they call me?
Yeah, you have a nickname.
Just Ash. Yeah, just shorten my name. Nothing special.
Did you ever hear I'll tell you a quick story about
Okay.
Sade, since you said she's the funniest.
Okay.
Did you ever hear did you ever see the post I made? So she missed fall ball, right? Because she went to Coachella
Spring ball, yeah.
or
Yeah.
spring ball. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I made that post of that picture. That's a really good picture of her. And then I
Okay.
played the song Coachella just for Khaki.
I didn't even see the song. That's funny.
Yeah. And Khaki texted me like this dirty face, like,
Uh-huh.
because Kaki's like, yeah, Sade's at Coachella instead of playing this weekend. And I'm like, oh.
That's pretty funny.
I'll ask you the same thing I asked Hailey. Who
right.
smiles more than anybody else on the team?
Probably Jesse.
Absolutely. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Who's the most serious?
Probably Kara. I'd say Kara's probably, or Hailey.
I could see that. I could see Kara being. I mean, I don't know her very well. I have interviewed her and I've talked to her a little bit, but I could see that.
Yeah.
Who's the most easygoing? Like, who's the one that just kind of.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are pretty easygoing. I'd say maybe Hannah Ramage if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And this team, you have a special bond, obviously. What's the goals from? I mean, we have 4 games left. We win out. We win the CCC.
Yeah.
What's the goal? I mean, what do we want out of this season?
We want to win a national championship. That's the
Right.
ultimate goal, obviously. But going forward, right now we are really focused on the next couple of games, finishing our conference, and then that conference tournament. We want to host and we want to win that this year. So
definitely, if we win the CCC, we host. If we win out, we host because we have the tiebreaker against Corbin. I would love to see that CCC tournament monkey off of our back. We haven't won it since 2016. We've only ever won it one time. And generally, I'm like a fan of losing right before the national tournament, just so you have it out of the way. But not this year, not this team. Nope, no way. Yeah. We have to finish this season with and beat the crap out of Corbin at home, and that would give us
Mhm.
just this feeling. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, our best game of the year, and it wasn't our best volleyball game of the year. We played like crap, but it was the home game against Corbin. And it was because we showed resiliency and we showed that we can be down 2 sets and come back. That's what eventually, if we win out, that's what wins us the CCC, is winning those 2 sets right there.
That's so true.
Down 2 sets to 0.
Yeah.
And we had this focus and we almost pulled it off. I mean, and it is so hard to come back from 2 sets down in volleyball. You know that.
Yeah.
And so those next 3 sets, I don't want to say we played the best that we've ever played, because we didn't, but we were a solid team and we showed resiliency. And I think that was our most important 3 sets of the year, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
I do.
You do? You're one of those weirdos, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people hate on me for it, but I do. So.
Do you like the Chinese food? You know, like when you get the pineapple in
yes.
You do? So you like warm pineapple.
Yeah.
My issue is not pineapple. It's the fact that it's warm. I don't like the mushy warmth for some reason.
Yeah, I could see that.
What's your favorite food?
Well, my favorite food overall is ice cream, but I guess that doesn't really count because that's dessert. So.
What kind of ice cream?
Anything chocolate.
Okay, now let's talk real food. Like if I was gonna I say, Ashton, you can eat anywhere you want and order whatever you want. It doesn't have to be in LeGrand. It can be wherever. What are you picking?
Maybe Thai food. I really like Thai food.
What kind?
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai is fire.
Just chicken pad Thai. Just the basics. I also really like Hawaiian food. So
I love Hawaiian food.
Yeah, probably
it's
one
of
those.
My favorites. They have a place in Gresham called NoHo's that's phenomenal. And then his brother has a place called Local Boys in Corvallis right down by the school. And it's like traditional Hawaiian food. You know, you got your Hawaiian mac, you got your loco moco, everything. And man, Hawaiian food, you can't go wrong there. So with you personally, if you had to choose one or the other, where are you going? Tropical beach or like a pool, you know, like a nice pool, like where it's nice and warm? They're both warm, but what environment would you choose?
Probably the beach.
The beach?
Yeah.
Have you been to the Oregon coast before?
I have. Yeah,
it's cold, huh?
It's cold, but it's pretty.
It's very beautiful, but it's not like the kind of beach where you want to go like hang out, you know?
No.
So if you had to choose between one or the other here, would you rather be in a coma for 10 years or in prison for 5?
Oh. Probably a coma for 10 years.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah.
You'd wake up and your friends would all have kids and jobs and things.
That's true. I don't know. I didn't think about that, but I think prison for 5 years would not be fun.
No, it would be tough. Do you have siblings?
I do. Yeah, I have 2.
Older or younger, boy, girl?
Both younger. I have a little sister who is 18 and a little brother who's 16.
Oh, you're the oldest like me.
Yep.
I'm the oldest. I have 2 younger brothers and a younger sister.
Oh, wow.
With volleyball, do you see yourself coaching? Like, you know, you want to teach, so kind of coaching kind of goes hand in hand with that, right?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I think it would be pretty fun to stay in the game as long as I can, because I just love volleyball. I love the sport. So
give back, right? Why not?
Yeah.
A couple more questions, and I'll get you out of here. You got your phone? What's the last song that you listened to on your playlist?
Oh, let's look.
Don't give me one with cuss words, because the last time I posted a cuss word with the volleyball team, Khaki shared it, and I got in trouble from.
Oh no!
Both of us got in trouble actually, because it had a bunch of cuss words on it, and neither of us knew.
Okay, this one doesn't. It's "Can't Have Mine" by Dylan Scott.
"Can't Have Mine" by Dylan Scott.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that song. Is it like pop? Is it country? Is
pop country? Yeah.
Pop, like Kane Brown style kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your number one memory so far? EOU volleyball. You're in your junior season. This is year 3. What's your number one memory? Probably
sweeping Corbin on their home floor. That was probably one of the greatest days I've ever had at EOU.
You
as a
were like
volleyball
4
player.
inches taller when you walked out of that building, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like,
It was a
yes.
pretty good experience. That was awesome.
How's the crowd there? Were
It
they
was,
rough?
yeah, it was pretty big. They had a pretty big student section. It was really loud in there, and it was packed. So
We
yeah.
turned around and did the same thing to them here, though. I mean, there's no doubt that Corbin game was the most people I've ever seen at an EOU volleyball game.
Yeah, it was cool.
And when we host this tournament, it's going to be rocking.
Yeah, I hope so. It's such a good experience when it's that way.
It's so awesome. Like you're just sitting there and you're looking, and like when they're serving, everybody's beating on the padding, everybody's on their feet, and it's from like 6 to 85. You know what I mean? Is the age range of people on their feet in there, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Last question, and then I'm going to get you out of here.
All right.
I'm a senior in high school, and I'm a volleyball player. Why should I come play volleyball in college at EOU?
Overall, it's one of the greatest experiences. You learn so much. I've grown up a lot. I've learned a ton of life lessons, and Khaki and the other girls, the older girls before me, are such great role models. And overall, it's just an amazing experience. So.
Eastern Oregon, she's Ashton Haughton of the #1 EOU volleyball team. I'm Dodzy. Ashton, I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Ashton. I appreciate you. Let's finish this. Let's win the CCC tournament and go win a natty. None of this is possible without Northwest Furniture and Mattress. I say it time and time again. Complete the circle. My sponsors help support me to bring you guys this content, and then you guys go help support my sponsors. Eastern Oregon, that's all I got for you on a Wednesday. Hump day. I appreciate you. I'm Dodzy, and I'm out.